In Portugal, there's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. A little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP. Hey, you gumpers.
Only kidding. Hola, bon dia, alegria. Bunsen here with the Good Morning Portugal show live stream and podcast. I hope, fingers crossed. What's happened to my face? What's going on behind the scenes? Oh, I've got touch up my appearance. Shall I press this button? Touch up the appearance of your audience as well. Put your hand up if you'd like me to do that for you. If you want to be, no, I'm not going to even say it. So yes, hola, bon dia, alegria. Great to be here. There you go. There's the familiar crow's feet and lines. I don't want to be touched up by AI. Thank you very much indeed. Well, not yet anyway. Bon dia, gumbos. Good one. My pleasure, Mike. How are you this morning? Vids. So I've got a microphone, but now my voice is going. Got a microphone. Got lovely gumpers, so and I can only apologize mainly to Philomena for what happened on Friday. But wasn't she amazing? There's a woman with years of teaching experience. Put her in a classroom and she could just make it happen. And what she was saying, I don't know if it was on air or not, or when we were speaking afterwards, but when she was in the classroom, she basically had a teaching plan, and she was thrown in at the deep end. She would be expecting me to ask questions as usual on our regular Friday meetup, our Philomena Friday, but without them, she did amazingly well. And I'm so sorry that it was so stressful for so long, probably more so for me and her than anybody else. And might have been quite good entertainment in actual fact. Well, I guess the joke wore off after a little while, but it was lovely to finally be on the show with her towards the end, and what a fantastic job. So thanks again, Philomena, and thank you, Gumpers, for chipping in and having a lot of fun. We all it was a collaborative effort, wasn't it? And it was really nice that I was able to join in with my own show towards the end of it as well. But nice to know that I'm not indispensable as well. That's actually, it's a mixed feeling, isn't it? Oh, I'm not indispensable. It's great, really. So bon dia to you as well, Pete. How's it going? Antonio F, PT Country Bear, how's it going? The old guy in Europe will be with us in just a moment. Joining us at 9:30 this morning, we've got the young guy in the north, got the old guy in Europe, and we've got the young guy in the north. Portugal's pyramids. Look at these bad boys here. And I posted that up on social media late last night, and some really interesting responses came forward. There are other pyramids in Portugal, and was it Mary who said, "Oh, the ones under the sea." So the plot thickens. We'll find out more about these pyramids here from Vitor a little bit later on. So looking forward to that. Let us know what you're up to at the weekend, if you will. I had the most amazing time on Friday night. We had our San Martinho de Porto meetup evening Christmas do at the wonderful Casa de Lem, which we've now renamed as Hernias, the nightclub. Hernia being the Greek god of muscle pain. And we had a great chat with Rodrigo. He looked after us beautifully. Nuna was there. Chinese Terry was there. It was fantastic. Really great showing. Thanks to everybody who came along. And we're going to do it again. It looks like we're booked every third Saturday, I believe. Keep an eye on the particular WhatsApp groups for being involved in that. The many WhatsApp groups that are afoot. And talking of being afoot, there will be dancing. There will be karaoke. There will be people playing live. Terence, you were amazing singing. Danny Boy at one point, it was a beautiful evening. It really was. And the lovely, when you gave us a big finish with Come Fly With Me and Don't Tell Your Mama at the end there. So a really lovely evening. And, I've left me goodies in I'm to and fro. The reason there was a problem on Friday is because we're trying to work on 2 different studios in the same building here, and my try something Portuguese goodies are still in the other studio, so I'll have to do that tomorrow. But I've got pastéis de Belém to try, and I met the spicy lady yesterday at the Quinta. We went to our Quinta to their Christmas fair, so that was great fun. Had a great time up there. Thanks Siobhan and Patsy for putting on such a great Christmas fair, and great to meet you, spicy lady, with your hot sauce. I'll be trying your hot sauce probably tomorrow, as it turns out, having left them in the other studio. But let's not keep him waiting too much longer. Let's play his theme music, and we'll keep chatting with James in just a moment. Wake up, James. You're on after this.
Bom dia!
Sorry, James, can't hear you.
What?
That was a horrible moment.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you loud and clear. But you were saying, T-Duck did a check for me earlier on and was saying there's an echo. And it didn't occur to me that might be at my end. And you had the same thing, didn't you? At 1 minute to 9 this morning, I can hear myself. Oh, no. So I've rushed to the other studio. But here we are. It's as if nothing like that ever happened, isn't it? We're good. We're good.
Yes. I'm grand.
Good.
I was just sitting here waiting. It's great.
You do. Thank you very much for bearing with.
No problem at all. No problema.
Well, João Ernesto has joined us, as has Jackie this morning as well. Bon dia, Gumpers. Yeah, lovely. We're lovely to know what you've been up to at the weekend. We've got a little musical interlude from John. Thank you very much, João Ernesto. And I don't know where we got up to on Friday, what I was able to show, not show. We've got our advent calendars today. This is Vigo. I can't remember if I showed these, but there they are again. And a few of our chums were over in Vigo at the end of last week as well, having a fine time there. And we've got some music to come from João Ernesto, but not until we found out how you're doing, James. What's going on in your world?
My world is fairly consistent. Lots of joy and pleasure and, gratitude
For you.
sprinkled with the little bits and pieces of bureaucratic administrative BS that need to be dealt with, and the challenges of learning a language, but it's consistent. And I'm always thrilled every time I look to realize that, 95% of it is wonderful. It's grand. It's gratitude land. So
yeah, great.
Yes.
And anything notable to speak of then, old guy in Europe, with these bureaucratic things? Where are you in those trajectories?
Well, I'm still working on getting my driver's license renewed, but we may get that resolved today.
Whoa!
Because we're going to go. Louise is going to help me. It's just too many complex communications that need to occur in a vocabulary I have not established yet, which is all about driving and driving licenses. I don't have the words. So she's going to go with me to the driving school to see if we can get this thing sorted, because it's been a back and forth. It's been the old ping pong tournament with no.
AC,
I want to say TNT.
TNT.
IMT, yes.
IMT,
where I email them saying I can't access, or I can access my portal. All my information is there and correct, but I can't, get the application for the renewal. And they send me an email back saying, you need to change your your resident number, which I already did, and it's changed and it's correct now. And I said, I did that last time. We've been going back and forth. Please read this email, which gives it specifically what I'm trying to do. And I get the exact same email back. You need to change your information. So it's like, all right, I'm on that automatic return. Don't even bother reading the email situation. And at one point I said, okay, I'll just wait till I make the move because I'm going to have to go through this all over again by changing my address when I make my move. Why not just do it all at once? And then I don't know what the truth is, but a Portuguese person who is connected with my family here said that her dad or her grandfather or somebody once their license lapsed, got past the renewal date, he had to do the whole thing, the driving school, the driver test, everything in order to get his license renewed. And I said, well, I don't want to do that.
No,
I've had a valid license for exactly 3 months in Portugal before it had to be renewed. And I am trusting that what I have heard about, if you have a paper trail of making, due diligence and making the effort, good faith effort to get it done, that they're not going to hold you to the letter of the law. I'm hoping that's true, but sooner is better than later at this point in the event that that's an issue. So anyway, we'll see what happens today.
Good luck with that, buddy.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of it in terms of the bureaucratic administrative stuff. I have to renew my passport this year, but that needs to be done by August. So I'm hoping to get that done in the next couple of months.
And this would be your American passport?
Yes.
Probably. And is that a simple, I know with the UK, it's a simple online process. You don't have to fly back home to do it, which I think back in the day you did, didn't you? You had to go back to your country of origin.
I have no idea. As I understand it, you can do it all through the embassy, the U.S. embassy here in Lisboa. I think there's an online application. They ask you to submit the 2 photos at the very precise size. And it's like, okay, so I need a hard copy of a photo of me. I can do a photo of me. I think I can actually get it to the exact measurements it needs to be, but I don't have photo grade paper to print on. So,
I see. They don't allow you to upload them because with the UK system, you can upload your photos.
Well, they did say I needed to mail them these things, and one of them was photos. So
T-Duck did it. I renewed my passport at the US embassy here in Lisbon. It was fast and easier than in the US. So there you go. That's something to look forward to.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I don't know whether he was able to go physically in person or not. I imagine that would help simplify and ease the effort.
Yes.
I'm hoping to avoid a 2-hour bus ride to and back from Lisboa in order to get, hand them some papers.
Yeah.
We'll see. That's next on the list, but I got to prioritize these things, get one done after the other.
Yes. Oh, this is great help coming in. Thanks, T-Duck. I had to mail in the photos. They're picky. I recommend using a passport photo service.
If you can recommend one that's widely available in Portugal, I would really appreciate that.
You go. I sent it all in the mail and got the passport back by mail. That's brilliant.
Yes.
T-Duck, that's fantastic news for fellow Americans there. I don't know if you still have to, and if you ever had to in the United States, take your photographs to an upstanding member of society who would countersign them as a true likeness. Did you have to do that?
No, not since I only got my passport the first time in 2015,
right?
And none of that. I just went to the nearest copy place, FedEx. They took the picture. They knew all the parameters and gave me the photos.
We're getting step by step here, James. So any Photoshop in any shopping mall, that would be, of course. And there are a lot of photo booths, aren't there, that do a standard photograph. Photo
meaning like place where you buy camera equipment, or
I think a booth. I think a booth possibly, but we will definitely find out. That message will be incoming. In most markets, you'll find a little photo machine, 70 cents for a printed color photo. Another amazing part of Portugal.
Oh, interesting. I've never seen that, but I haven't looked for one. So.
Right. Okay. Well, it looks like that plan is coming together.
Yes, I'll ask around. That will be very helpful when I get to it sometime, probably shortly after the new year. But
right. Yes, Vitor, we are talking about taking passport style pictures. Absolutely. Nice little side hustle. If anyone's doing that, I don't know if that's what Vitor was thinking.
I can do that.
I can do that.
Yeah.
€5 to €6 ago. I don't know if that's the cost of the photos or if that's the admin cost of doing a passport there. But
I doubt it's the admin cost.
They'll be a bit more expensive than that.
I would think so.
Yeah. Photo sport shops are in a lot of malls. There you go. And Vitor will update us in person, I think, when he joins us in about 15. If that's most photographers have a machine where you can put a USB or SD cards and print from there. So I think we can put together a step-by-step guide for renewing your passport here.
Probably,
if you're an American citizen. For my Australian passport, they would not accept the photo from the photo booth. Not sure about the US. And in the UK, like I said, you can upload your own photo. Here you go.
Yeah, and the only requirement stated on the U.S. Embassy site was that they had to be color, had to have a plain white background, they had to be current, and they had to be an exact precise within the certain centimeters or millimeter size. Yeah. And that was it. They didn't say what paper they needed to be printed on or who could or couldn't take the photo. And none of that was in there. So.
Don't use your own photo. They said Mrs. Duck had one rejected, so that maybe they tried that there as well. Thanks very much, T Duck, on that.
That's great help. Thanks.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, I mean, I was going to say it's going to be easier than a driving license. It's hard to imagine how anything could be more difficult than the process you've had with that, James. But we're still rooting for you. We're still by your side.
Well, it's been two separate processes. 18 months, nearly 2 years, just to get my exchange done from U.S. license to Portuguese license. Unfortunately, the timing of that was that I finally got that done only 3 months before my birthday, which was the expiration date of that new license. So I had it for 3 months and then it expired. And now I've been spending since June, so nearly 6 months, trying to figure out how to get it renewed.
Yeah, wow. Okay, well,
I was feeling really, really blessed with the whole visa process because I did it myself. There were a few back and forth, some questions, a little confusion, a little anxiety, but basically I worked it through, boom, 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 got it done, filed, put it in. I was missing one piece of paperwork when I went to the interview and thought, oh God, now I got to go all the way back. And it was like a 2-hour drive to get to the consulate. Or no, not the consulate. It was the people who were processing it. But basically, it was straightforward and easy. Did it myself and got it done. I said, man, that was a breeze. And then pretty much every paperwork, administrative, bureaucratic thing since has been one of these constant delays, constant back and forth, no answers. It's like, So I guess that's what they call karma, or the balance, the yin and the yang. It's like, okay,
the foreigner blues.
The balance.
I feel a song coming on. Ocean Dweller Aviva, I have to renew my residency in April. And of course, the Portugal Club, very helpful, online at GMP VIP. Pop your question in there. Others who've been through these processes, I'm sure, will chip in, just as T-Duck's done this morning with the passport. And we have our get-together online on a Tuesday evening if ever you need to swap notes or ask for a bit of help. That can be very helpful too. Talking of which, regular visitor to that, Lord Travanca is here as well. Lord and Lady Travanca are in too. And no, Pam, this isn't the Philomena show. I'll show you what the Philomena show looks like. If we were doing the Philomena show, it'd be
okay, so now I get to talk. Oh.
That's right. It's self-drive, isn't it?
Ready, go.
I just take them.
And he's going to have lots of fun with this, so enjoy.
So that's what a Philomena. Well, that's what we'll call a Philomena show from now on.
There it is.
Officially known as. Peda, good morning to you. I'm not sure I've said good morning to you this morning. Same in the UK. Photo booths in many supermarkets cost to take passport or driving license photos around £5. 5 of the British quids there, but you can do your own. I'm sure you can do your own. Tuesday, I think he's picking me up on my pronunciation there.
Yes, I've made fun on that one too. The British two. Chew.
I wipe my face with a tissue on Tuesday. I've been pulled up for saying tissue before now. Renewing a driving license is easy. Oh, yeah. There you go, James.
Oh, thanks.
You.
Good to know.
Good to know.
It's like, don't worry, and it'll be okay.
And what you're moaning about. That's right. Okay.
Thank you, Pamela. I appreciate your support.
Yes.
Seriously.
I should, talking of support, I should have just got an Apple. Apparently, all you need to do is buy the forbidden fruit. It may be expensive initially, but in the long run, if you're serious about work, Apple will always be better. I do have an Apple device, which is being repaired for the second time, Pete. So that's not my experience, but
Wow,
I
that
do
is
get your point.
so unusual. I've been Apple. It's basically all I know,
Yeah,
and never had an issue except for getting too old. Like it eventually
maybe
crashed
that's
after
the
I had
problem.
it for 8 years. I was trying
Yeah,
to use updated software on an ancient machine, but
I
other
think
than
that's the
that,
problem on
never an
that.
issue, never been hacked, never had zero issues
Yeah.
whatsoever. So
Yeah. No, point taken, Pete. Just a shame you say that Portugal doesn't even have an Apple store. It has a lot of these licensed shops, doesn't it, that help people with their Apple devices. Had a very stimulating weekend. Good for you, John. Marisa concert at the Crystal Palace in Porto on Saturday. That sounds like a great venue, great artist, of course, Marisa. Then a Sunday evening sacred Christmas choral concert in PDL. 3 choirs performed, but the iglesia was freezing. So we'll have a little taster of that in just a moment. Let's just see what other comments are coming in. Yeah, T-Duck likes the Apple devices as well, by the look of it. And when we renewed our daughter's passport earlier this year, we went to the photo store in a mall and had her passport photo taken. So
it
that
sounds like that's a workable. I mean,
yeah,
and it's going to depend on the embassy, what country you're trying to get your passport
of
for.
course.
Apparently, the United States, that is a avenue that works fine.
Yeah, yeah. So there you go. And can I Photoshop my photo, says Joao Ernesto here. I need enhancements these days. My actual doesn't match my self-image. I don't think you're alone in that. A lot of people are surprised to have a photograph of their parent come out of the machine. It's like,
It's like,
what's my
who's
dad?
that old guy?
Yeah, that's right. So no, I think it's a simple answer to that, Joao. I renewed my driving license online while I was in Boston. They don't even require a new photo. So there you can be immortalized like Dorian Gray on your Bostonian.
Well, in California, you could have the same license for years without ever having to go to the DMV once you established a long-term positive driving record.
Yeah.
I didn't go to the DMV for a new license for, I don't know, 12 or 15 years. They
Right.
just kept using the same photo and issuing a new license and sending it to me in the mail. It was great.
Very good. Very good. Okay, we'll solve this mystery in a few minutes.
I know that. I know the answer.
Do you?
I'll be very quiet. Yes.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't want to spoil it.
Okay, all right. So let's have a little listen to this concert in the church. A sacred moment here, courtesy of Joao Ernesto, and then we'll be back with you to give you obviously 30 seconds to come up with a
My 30-second wisdom.
transcendental moment. Yes, thanks, James. Wow, that was pretty special, wasn't it? Beautiful
Yeah.
church and an amazing. I know that piece of music. I don't know what it's called, but
Carol of the Bells.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
Carol
In
of the
English, anyway. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that was superb. Thank you for.
Have you ever heard it played on bells?
No.
It's amazing.
Is it a big? It's maybe a bigger thing in the United States.
Maybe. Well, it's a traditional Christmas tune in the U.S. for sure.
Yes.
And I tried to find him online. There's a singer who has an incredibly deep, I mean, very deep bass voice.
Yeah.
That's his easy range.
Yeah.
But he's got about a 3-octave range upward from there, and he does all these where he sings every part, but he's harmonizing with himself, and it's amazing. And he put out a version of that song. I really feel badly because I should know his name by heart at this point. I so appreciate his singing capacity. I tried to look him up in my history on YouTube, and it wasn't. I couldn't find it.
Let's see if we can find that, because I've discovered a Jamie Cullum Christmas song, "How Do You Fly," from his 2020 album. Like, most artists come out with a Christmas album, don't they? It's good for business. And this is an extraordinary song, very, very beautiful. "How Do You Fly?" So, any other recommendations of slightly unusual Christmas songs? Gratefully taken. We can't play them on the show, unfortunately, because that really causes trouble with YouTube. But really nice to know for our own personal consumption. Yeah, and let's see what we can find with the gentleman you're talking about, James, here as well.
Yeah, I could probably find him more easily on my Facebook profile, because I did share that particular piece. And I'll send it to you via Facebook. And
a very special moment there, John. Thank you for that. Much appreciated.
Yes. And I was going to say, man, put yourself in a stone enclave and you got acoustics coming out your wazoo. It's amazing.
Acoustics coming out your wazoo. So Pete's saying it's a distinctly unbling for a Portuguese church. It might be a northern thing, that the churches are a little plainer and less, I don't know. I was going to use.
It looked like it might have been outside even. And just, I mean, it was just sort of in that stone anyway.
Yes. Yes,
acoustics are amazing.
Really, really good. And yeah, what an amazing gift. Thank you, John, for that. The problem with the driving license, we're not finished yet, is that our residency number changes. Most lodges to Citadel will handle changing this with IMT, and it's easier than going to IMT direct in most cases. That's true, as most people will attest when it comes to
I changed it online, so
right,
you know, it should be done, but
there you go. Well, we'll start a working group and a committee on that.
There you go.
30 seconds then, James. Go.
Okay. I'm in this moment. It's like, yes, the great wisdom in Portugal and consistent with pretty much everything we've been talking about is it depends.
Yes, right. That's right.
It just does. And it's not specific to Portugal, really. I mean, that's true of life in general, but it just comes up a lot. It's a phrase that's well used. For me, it's just learning to be patient, learning not to get your feathers all ruffled on every little thing. You know, just calma. That's the wisdom. Calma. Just be calm. Know it will all be okay. Sort through it step by step. Eventually, it gets done, and you can save yourself a lot of pain and suffering if you can let go of it needing to happen right now.
Yeah, and please do. I was talking to somebody about this over the weekend. It can be a reason, a sort of underlying and bubbling reason for people to actually leave. It contributes to that, and it's such an important lesson to learn, the one that you're talking about this morning, I think, to give in, to let go and surrender to the process.
And the thing is, that's true anywhere you go. It's just going to be different circumstances. So good luck to those who say, screw that, I'm going somewhere else, because they're going to have something else there, because the issue is not where they're going. The issue is how they're dealing with what they're facing. Well,
the problem exists between the chair and the keyboard, as ever, right? It's a PEBCAC, I think the technical term is in IT circles. Absolutely right. And it reminds me, I think it might have been the great Gilda Pereira, whose birthday it was last week. And of course, let's say happy birthday to Philomena, whose birthday it was yesterday. She did a cracking job on Friday, and it was a birthday yesterday. So if you're in touch with Philomena and you haven't wished her a happy birthday yet, it's better to do a belated birthday greeting than a one in advance here in Portugal. But I think it was Gilda, when I said to her, you know, picking up on this "it depends" thing, what is the translation of "it depends" in Portuguese? And the answer was, of course,
depends.
It depends which type of "it depends" you're talking about.
Yes.
It's just beautiful.
I just say depend.
Yeah, yes.
That's it. Hope it's right.
Like, I didn't know what she meant at first, and I thought, oh, yes, of course. Of course, it would depend on what it depends you're talking about in that
Yes.
situation. Yeah, a wonderful moment. And the recommendation for you, once you've got your driving license, is one of those little cars with a 2-stroke engine, by the sound of it. If you're truly Portuguese, or if you want
And I don't need a license. Yes.
a mobility scooter with a flatbed on the back. Excellent. Thank you for all your suggestions. Let's not keep him waiting any longer, and let's find out the mystery of the Portuguese pyramids. Nice big. Oh no, that's not the right one. Nice big round of applause. Woo! There he is.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. In the last 30 days here in Portugal, we've been seeing a steep decline on Portuguese real estate. As you know, it is now Christmas, so we're seeing now only 7,829 properties on the market when the average was 21,000. And in the last 30 days, only 98 properties were sold, down from an average of 478 on the whole country. So if you'd like to make offers here in Portugal, it may be a bit slow, but in the US and other countries, it is actually a good time to make real estate deals because people tend to want to get over it. So you sometimes can end up with a lower price. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Vitor Costa. That was superb, wasn't it? That was very concise and to the
Just
point.
30 seconds in at the front. Good job, man.
Bon dia, Vitor. When I ordered a Chat GPT version of Vitor on Amazon, that wasn't what I was expecting. Not entirely disappointed. But how are you? Tudo bem?
Yes, I am. By the way, those were all factual numbers. I sent you the screenshot if you want to share later.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very
In
much.
Portuguese, so you can practice.
Oh, excellent. That's exactly what we need to do. So I will make sure that is available to anybody who needs that, who wants to practice.
I should start a newsletter, actually.
Another thing, just add that to your list, Vitor. You've got enough to do at the moment.
Yep.
No, okay, just add that. Write that on the list there. Good luck with both, James. The driving license. I don't know what the other thing was. Being patient, maybe.
It feels like there's so many, but thank you, Aviva. I appreciate it.
There you go. And another quick UK passport thing. This is for you, Vitor, as well, advising your many clients of different nationalities. You can now do everything online and take the photo yourself, providing it meets their rules. Absolutely. Peda, very beautiful piece of music. In saying that, it reminded me of the music, The Wicker Man. Yes, and the infamous Britt Ekland scene. How can some of us, gentlemen of a certain age, ever forget that? Especially when some of us were teenagers when we first saw that and couldn't believe our eyes. Right, Vitor, what's new? This pyramid thing. There are UFOs, kind of, or UAPs as they're now rebranded, in the skies of America and many other countries as we speak. And we've still got a very good old-fashioned and ancient mystery alive and well here in Portugal. These are extraordinary structures, my friend. Can you tell us more?
You know what it is, don't you?
No idea. What is that?
You know what that is, don't you?
I do.
James, over to James on our supernatural desk, turning his hand to another skill set. James, what is it?
It's just rooftops on the other side of a hill. Yeah.
Right. This is Occam's razor has been taken to this mystery, right? I think
It's actually the teleportation beacon. No, yeah, it's a roof. It's a house.
it's just a roof. Well, that's what the Egyptians would have said as well. They're just buildings.
Ladies and gentlemen, and this is how conspiracy theories are born. A guy sees a roof and immediately thinks it's some kind of ancient architecture.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, I think you kind of have to know Vitor too and his sense of humor. I got it almost immediately. I said, "Wait a minute," and then.
No, I just sent him the video. And he was like, "Oh my God, what's that?"
It's the look on your face at that particular screenshot that really works well.
Yes.
It's called sunlight.
This is doing nothing for us creating a lot of fake news this morning, is it? You really are bringing us back down to earth with a bump here. Okay, it's from this video, which is a public service announcement in actual fact, isn't it? From you. So let's have a listen.
Hello everyone, Vitor here. So just to give you an idea, Portugal is great to live here, but you have to know that sometimes during party seasons, you can get this. Music for the whole village to listen to.
Yeah,
By
great.
the way,
good music whether you like it or not.
That was coming from anywhere in those really tiny houses in the background. So
Really?
that was like 5 or more kilometers away.
That's incredible, isn't it? Yes.
I mean, it's okay. The worst part is when they do really bad music that goes on until 5 a.m. But
Yeah.
that usually is only like one day in the summer or something, or maybe a week. But
What do you
yeah,
mean really bad
just keep
music?
that in mind.
What do you mean really bad music? How would you classify that?
Really bad music, I classify it as that music that makes you want to rip your hair out because everybody plays it at parties or whatever, and it's gross and inappropriate and really sounds very,
Inappropriate.
very bad and generic.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I want that album. It sounds gross and inappropriate, and makes you want to. It sounds.
The worst
right up
thing
my
is that it
street.
doesn't even sound good.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's no good. You need it to sound good if we're talking about music, don't we? But thank you for that. Expect that alongside dogs and church bells and cockerels. You know, this is life in the countryside, isn't it? You better get used to it.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
pretty much.
Right. Okay, so we're going to look at a beautiful property. Now we have visited this place before, Vitor, but there's an update, isn't there? And you found the singer here, James.
I did.
Lucci. Okay, that's he's amazing. So we can look him up later on. Cheerful news from Peter, as ever. The UK is heading into a recession, as many other countries. As soon as prices start to drop, no one wants to buy or sell. Joel and Nesta, have a good day and a good week. You're off for your guys' walk on a Monday. I'll lurk for a few minutes longer. Thank you very much, Joel de Nort. And yes, what a beautiful day for a walk. Bright and clear. Have a fabulous day, Joel Ernesto de Nort. Love seeing that. Lovely greetings between the Gumpers here. And regarding the Papa Reformas, like the Citroen Ami, I don't think the Citroen company would like to have themselves associated with that idea, would they?
I don't know. I want that car. I want that car. Like, there are two people close to where I live that have one of them. And the other day we were like driving back home, and they were the two like in the same place. And I stopped. Excuse me, are you having a convention or something?
Yes. Hold on, because you're going to get yours soon by the sound of it. Perfect for riding around in Ponte Lima, I would have thought. You probably couldn't go, really a long distance with that, but perfect for riding around town, would you not say?
Yeah. I mean, the roads here aren't bad, so even with a larger car, you can do pretty well here, even in most neighborhoods. But a tiny car is definitely a bit handy.
Yeah,
I can't tell what's the front and what's the back in that thing.
Yes, that's true, and it looks like it's got a great big USB port on the door, doesn't it? I think they've done that on purpose, and you can customize it in many ways. It struck me as not being that expensive, but it hasn't got a massive range, and it's only a two-seat.
Like 8,000 or something.
Yeah, right. And I'm sure they do a lease purchase sort of deal on that as well.
So it's 9,000 right now.
Is that what it is? And you can, there's a high level of customization, even though everybody seems to get the grey one. I think in a sort of gunmetal color. They're great fun. And here, every single one of them takes the time to wave you past. In London, they don't even do that when slowly waddling. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. Right, so this property, this is the place with its own golf range. Is that right, Vitor? Tell us more while I bring some beautiful pictures up.
Yes, so that property is right now off the market because the owner, we had set a timeline to get it sold. And so because it's not easy to find a buyer for that kind of property, even though I think it's phenomenal. His plan now would be to consider rebuilding it into two separate homes that are connected. So they're working on some plans with the builder. So if the property does not get some interest and some sales in like January, then it's going to be remodeled, turned into two homes. But right now, what I can tell you is that we can get it closed for around 700,000.
Yeah.
And it's one of the best homes that I've seen. It's under 1,000 per square meter, which, sometimes people ask more of that for broken properties. It's probably the one thing that makes some people not want to get it is the size, because it is 800 square meters of built area, which is a bit over 8,000 square foot. It has
I love this plan view. Sorry to interrupt, but this plan view is superb. I put it on the show slide today. It's like the bow of a ship, isn't it? It's fantastic.
Yeah, but by the way, I need to say that pool does not exist. That's just an example of where a pool could be placed.
Yeah, okay. All right, a little kidney pool on the corner there. Very good. So let's have a look. These are real pictures, though, aren't they?
They are. Yes.
Right. That's a lot of garage.
The garage is larger than my house.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's amazing, isn't it? I mean, that's potentially a self-contained dwelling, isn't it? In the
It's
basement,
4 times the size of my studio.
That is, half a floor up from the garage. You
Yeah.
have the golf room there. You
The
have
golf
a
room.
golf area where you can practice the putts. You can also practice the swings right there because you have a big canvas on the wall, so you can just go at it.
extraordinary. What is that? A mirror then? Is that a mirror we're seeing there? Or is
No,
that-
that's like the background. That's like a huge like wallpaper with golf courses, so that you can feel
I
like
see.
you're at the golf area.
Okay, very good, very good. Look at this. It's a bit of a man cave, kind of James
Yeah.
Bond pad, isn't it? I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
they've been using it lately also as a movie room.
Yeah, I bet.
So that's why the couch and everything is there.
Yes. Okay. And a floating lavatory, always great.
Yeah, that's a small toilet in the area. It also has a small like storage space, small room with no windows in there, but you don't need to see pictures of that.
No. I mean, that's one of the many rooms available here, and some very showy furniture. Is that all included with the property if you want it?
Well, I think it can be.
Yeah. Okay. And external walls internally as well. Lovely schist finishes there on your right of the screen, and a huge candelabra or chandelier.
Yeah,
there as well.
Look at the size of that door, though.
Say again.
Go back. Look at the size of that door on the
That
right.
is quite considerable, isn't it?
That's
Yes.
a huge door. If you go back one more level,
Yeah. Oh, I see.
look, it's enormous and swings in like a fifth of the way through.
You don't want to have that hitting your backside on the way out. Do you? I
You
don't
could
think.
hide a family behind that door.
There
It's
is a family
surprisingly easy
behind
to
it.
open, though.
Would you? Is it a two-man door? I guess it might.
No,
be.
it's really easy to open.
Is it? I guess it's hydraulically assisted, isn't it? This is beautiful. Look.
Well oiled.
Yep.
Oh, it's a see.
All
It's a
of
dream.
that
It's
is
a dream.
hardwood, though. All of the wood you see in this house is hardwood. That's the laundry room. You can only kind of see half of it here.
Right.
I've seen homes smaller than this laundry room.
That's right. It's less eat in the laundry today. You can put a table and chairs in there, couldn't you? And have a tour around your own house. Oh, I like that. I like the little atrium. Or what's that called? What would you call that? In a courtyard?
No, that's actually outside.
Yeah.
And that area there was made like squarish.
Yeah.
So that in the future, when they, because of mobility issues, an elevator can be placed in there so that you can access the house.
Oh, I thought it was if you needed a little more living space.
Yeah.
If you run out of space, there's a bit more there.
Yeah.
This is
Because the reality is, there were some people that could consider it, but stairs were a concern. But an elevator can be placed.
That's very thoughtful.
I think it would be between 15 or 20,000 or something like that.
Yeah, but very, very thoughtful. This is a
Perfect.
reception area, isn't it? And this is where your guests would be greeted by security. Mr.
Yeah.
Munson will see you when he's ready, and you just take a seat there.
Yeah.
In that.
Well,
reception.
one of the entrances to the property is actually hidden from the outside. You remember that round wood-looking wall?
Yes.
One of those panels is the door, so you can actually open it and enter from there.
So much fun. So much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, it made me wonder if those wooden stairs had a lever that flattened them down so you could just slide down the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
How was it fun?
All of the bedrooms except one are suites.
And how many bedrooms have we got here?
We have 5.
5 bedrooms. Only 5 bedrooms. Okay.
5-bedroom suite.
They are these doors are amazing, aren't they? They're floor to ceiling doors.
Mm-hmm.
As you can see on the right over there. Yeah. Incredible.
And it's like each bathroom has its own theme. That's the master suite.
Okay, coming back to the master suite. Hold on just a moment. Okay, beautiful wooden floor there. Yes, very nice.
That's its own balcony that goes to the back of the house.
Yes.
And you can see the mountains and stuff. That's the jacuzzi with the mountain views.
Oh, yes. Right. Okay.
See what I mean? This walk-in closet, this home is criminally underpriced. I have no idea how this thing wasn't sold on the first week.
Yeah. Well, why do you think that is? Is it because it's just like it doesn't fit into people's sort of pigeonholes in their minds?
Well, I have 2 theories. One of them is that the home may be too big or too many stairs for most people, and so the right buyer just wasn't aware that this exists yet.
Yeah.
Or it may be because we priced it so low that the people who would buy it wouldn't even consider it.
Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? With
And
pricing.
they think there must be something wrong with it.
Yes, indeed. So this is a beautiful outside area. What are we looking at in terms of location of this property?
So you're about 10 minutes from Barcelos,
Yeah.
which is one of the main cities here in the region. That's where my parents live and where I grew up with. You're like 2 minutes by car to the national road, so you're very easily connected to the road, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. And you're less than an hour away from the Porto airport. You're about 20 minutes away from Ponte Lima. You're in a very peaceful, high-end area. Barely any cars drive by there. But still, if you open the downside gate, you have like a cafe, grocery store, and everything like 2-3 minutes walking.
Oh, do you? Okay. That's good to know. I love these views of the ship. Oh, there it is in all its glory, right on the bend of the road. So you're in a quiet
Look at all the pyramids.
Stop it. All right, okay.
Yes. So see that brown wall thing?
Yes.
The door is there.
Is
Maybe if we can find another.
Yeah, incredible. That's that aspect. Look at that. And this is fantastic. What a place.
Yep.
Well,
And it also has,
sorry, go on.
you don't see pictures, but that white structure there,
Yeah.
that you see there on the top,
Yes.
that is also part of it. It has a fully equipped kitchen with a barbecue. You also have a big space, like in front of where there's glass, those black rectangles. That's all open space. You can have a dining table and whatever for the summer. And
that's not the golf room. That's not the golf room. That's another set annex. Oh, okay.
No, that's another annex that we don't see here.
Okay.
And that also has a bathroom with a urinal that has a cover. I've never seen that before. It has a lid, a urinal with a lid.
That's
residential property.
A modesty cover, possibly. You don't want to be looking at that, do you? Only reveal its utility upon use. Very good. Kidney pools are a nightmare, apparently. Had one in the Algarve. You can't put a pool cleaner. I think you might let someone else take the strain of that, Pete, quite frankly, in a house of that kind.
I would think so.
Yeah, Britain in recession, exit from Brexit, simples. All right, Pedder's on his way by the sound of it. And hit that like button, folks. And this the beautiful home that we've just looked at is not on the market, is it? As you said, this is if it doesn't sell soon, it's going to be redeveloped. But you can pick it up as is for 700k. You're saying 1,000 a square meter.
Less than 1,000. It's like 900 or something.
Right. Okay. So get in touch with you should anybody want that. We'll make sure your details are there. You seem to be getting a few of these. Are you becoming a bit of a go-to guy up there then, Vitor, for very special properties?
It looks like it. I think in part many clients believe that just because a buyer is foreigner, that they have loads of cash and that they have no idea what they're doing and that they'll just pay more for it. I actually made a video about this.
Did you?
A few days ago. I don't know if you saw it, but sometimes I do get clients that are like, "Hey, Vitor, I have this property for sale, and I think it needs to be for a foreign client because we're asking too much money." And then I'm like, "Yeah, I get it. Let's meet and we can talk about it." And then when I get there, like I start trying to talk to them and bring them down to earth because it's like, listen. Do you think that even if someone is a foreigner and they have lots of money that they can pay cash to whatever price you pay for,
or that they will
with their money, will they not look at what's on the market? Like when people talk to me, they've already seen between 10 to 100 or more properties on Idealist, Facebook, everything.
Yes, right. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I can buy this 4-bedroom property. It's in good livable condition. It's furnished. It looks great. It has a piece of land, blah, 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 for $235,000. Or I can buy this completely disgusting and gross 150-meter property that needs a complete renovation. It's full of rat poop everywhere, has about the same land for 300,000.
Yes.
And then I pay another 100,000 to renovate it. So, okay, do I get a home for double the price in 2 or 3 years, or do I get a good home for half the price now?
Yes. So is the message getting through then? I mean, it's not helpful, is it, that sort of thinking? Do you think
Not with everyone. Portuguese people, we talk about how Portuguese people like helping each other and we're a very warm and open community. But when it comes to their own things, they get this weird bug in their head and they start getting, I wouldn't really call it greed per se, but they get this sense of delusion, many of them, that what they have is like the most impeccable property and exclusive opportunity in the world. So it has to be to the right client because. So on that particular case of that broken down property that was 300,000, I would tell, okay, but I showed them. I opened my phone. I showed them the listing. Like, there's this property here, right? And they were like, oh yeah, but like this property, it has water, it has electric, it has roads, it has sewage,
a roof.
I see. I understand. Let me ask you a question. In this area, how many homes do you think don't have that?
Yes. Yeah. Things have changed a little bit in the last week.
They almost all probably have it. Okay. There we go.
Wow. Okay. So you're breaking that down slowly but surely. A one-man crusade, perhaps, against such thinking, which is very helpful for us foreigners. Thank you for being on our side and supportive of us in this matter.
I mean, it's ridiculous to do it another way. There's a reason why most properties here are like 11 months on the market, because everybody tends to, so the way I usually explain it is that Portuguese people price their house the fair market price in 5 years.
Yeah.
So it doesn't get sold.
Is that when they want to sell? They're thinking ahead.
Maybe. Like, I've seen homes that it took that long to get sold because people don't want to have the pricing conversation. I've been building new pricing strategies, new information strategies to show my clients, because it's one thing to say, hey, your home is worth this much. Like, our market study shows 350, but they're like, but they want to ask 500,000, because it's really great. Okay, and what happens if you don't get sold? Yeah, well, if it doesn't get sold, maybe we'll stay here and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, very interesting.
And then the few times I tried that and you know what, let's test the market, then I become the bad guy because the home didn't sell.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So right now I have more of a mindset of, I'm there more to determine fit and to see whether or not the client will listen to our feedback. And I'm finding more tools and more ways to show that information so that it becomes easier for them to understand, instead of just me saying the price should be this.
Yes.
Because in reality, I don't know, maybe a buyer will offer more for it, right? But I start our meetings and I show them the price, and maybe I'll make a document that says, like, okay, please sign this then. I agree that the real estate agent evaluated my home at 350,000, but I want to list it at 500,000.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What an amazing process. Who would have seen any of this coming? Keep up the good work, Vitor. An amazing property there. People can get in touch with you through Portugal Door. Can they see that video you just mentioned as well? Is there a link through to your YouTube channel from Portugal?
Oh yeah, sure.
That's great. Capricorn Chris is here. Good morning to you, and Pete saying happy Christmas to you on behalf of us all. We'll get behind that. Nice to see you here, Chris. Rima and the family. Be lovely to catch up in the new year, my friend. Thank you for dropping in this morning. A few more things to do before we go, gentlemen. Some lovely pics in from Lisbon. From Mike and Karen this morning. There we go. Isn't it amazing? Our capital city and its incredible lights. There you go. There's the big one in the Plaza de Comercio there, and a lovely family photo. That's wonderful. Oh, Orient Station. It makes it look like it's Christmas all year round, doesn't it? Beautifully lit of an evening. And are we seeing some Rossio there? I'm not sure which part of Lisbon that is. Hard to tell. Even those fabulous. It's where?
On the floor.
What? The calçadas. They tend to be, don't they? And from Mike, Look, an actual pyramid in
Oh
Miranda.
no,
Oh yes. Oh
that's a
yes.
national secret.
Okay, let me take it off the screen quickly then. So that doesn't, there's enough things that people scratching their heads about at the moment without adding to the global intrigue.
What
Hey,
a roof!
a quick God Squad tip of the day then from Coach Turner. Thank you very much for this, gentlemen. Please change into your trainers now. That's the theatre in the back there. Is he still looking at the pictures of the house, or was that Lisbon?
No. That's the one you showed with the calçada.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you very much. Oh, okay. And is that the kind of theatre street there of Lisbon? Right, okay. Bom dia, Gumper, says Coach Turner. E bem-vindo. Nova semana. Tudo bem? As always, at this time of year, a busy week ahead. Not so much for me, but for Mrs. T, hair, nails, feet, apparently all need work. Yes. I'm not saying yes, that I agree with you, but that is often the way with the ladies, isn't it? I found an interesting, to me anyway, study by a physiotherapy group looking at the healthiest clients and working out what made the difference. Very good. This is the sort of science that works, isn't it? Looking at what works among your client groups here. Well done, physiotherapists. So I thought I would share the findings. The number one common factor was consistency. There you go. They did all sorts of physical or different physical activities from athletics to Zumba, but did them 3 or 4 times a week. Personally, I walk most days, but only train once or twice a week. Each week, and that seems to be enough for me. As you probably know, the walking involves a coffee shop, otherwise I probably wouldn't do it. What can you tempt yourself with to create a healthy habit and a little bit of consistency? Motivation.
Great changes.
The microphone is fine.
Yep. Great changes are made from desperation or inspiration.
Yes, it's true, isn't it? A little mixture of both. Yes.
I sent you the link, by the way.
Thank you very much. For sure, we will be back in town on January 25. See you both soon. Nice one there, Chris. And I'll put the link in to Vitor's. What is this? So this is a video aimed at Portuguese fellow countrymen, isn't it? When dealing with estrangeiros. Okay, that's good. Practice your Portuguese with this as well. The link for that is there. And then just finally this morning, if I may just
put in English subtitles, though.
Oh, good lad. Okay, well done. Thank you very much for that. Let's have a look at our advent calendar. This is as it stands right now on, if I bring it to the screen so you can actually see it. Scrolling down then, this is what we're doing this year as we work our way towards the big Christmas day. These are the memes so far. Not too many more sleeps for you insomniacs until Christmas there. That's still one of my favorites there.
Maybe one. Maybe. It depends.
Not meaning to mock that condition. And these over the weekend you won't have seen. Beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking under women's underwear. That lighting array there is very interesting. It could be men's Y fronts as well, could they not? And do you suffer from POPD, perfect ornament placement disorder? Our commiserations to you if you do. And let's refresh then, shall we? Or actually, I might need to go behind the scenes and refresh this on Google Sites, which is where we create our website, including our new advent calendar. So let me just, I'm doing that now. I'm uploading it as we speak, and hopefully
the underwear ones are not as bad as in Barcelos a few years ago. There were these angels on the street, but like the robes and the way they ended, it looked like an enormous phallus on all of them.
But that's very Portuguese, as it turns out. It should have been in Caldas Terrenia, and everyone would have been fine about that, right? Please, can you find a picture of that, Vitor? We must see that picture. Okay, we're going to refresh. If you've got the famous Barcelos massive phallus Christmas ornaments, that might be window number 24 for us. Okay, this morning's, it has been refreshed now, and this morning's is when you run out of Christmas wrapping paper. Now, you're not going to be able to see this very easily just looking at the screen there, so I shall put it on the screen for you in a blown-up sort of way so you can see the detail. If you run out of Christmas paper, just get some happy birthday paper and put happy birthday Jesus on it. There you go. You're very welcome. Problem solved. Follow D.
Fair point. Fair point.
Reuse. Love it.
Reuse and recycling. Hold on a minute. Where have you gone? There you are. Gentlemen, thank you so much for bringing mirth and merriment as we make our way towards Christmas here on the Good Morning Portugal show. Vitor, thank you. Keep up the great work. And visit Portugal Door to find out more about him, what he does, and how he can connect you to that wonderful property. And James, good luck with the driving license.
Thanks. I'll know more this afternoon.
Fantastic. All right. Have a great day. Have a great week, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao.
There's a YouTube show full of fun facts you need to know. Carl rings the bell and the members show to the GMP morning show. Featured guests will come and they will blow your mind. The audience will do so in kind. The little vanity mixed with some insanity on the morning show with GMP. Hey, Gumpers.